Christianity's gotten so on the nose that it's lost its heart and soul. And I'm referring to music here. A recent example of what I'm talking about is the halftime show at the Super Bowl with Kendrick Lamar, and how it was just an outrage to the right in the country, the political right, the Christian right, all of this, that it was a disgrace to America to let this be performed and put on in front of all the country and the world to see. And a response by some of the Christians was to run to their computers and auto-tune themselves in with corrections and verse corrections to the songs that Kendrick performed to make it a God and Christ honoring rendition of the song. So now we took something that was bad and made it good. And it's so formulaic and so on the nose because it's been happening for years. Christians taking popular pop songs, rock songs, whatever's in the mainstream of the world, something they can't associate with and they can't even sing about. Heaven forbid they say the word hell or the devil or anything like this, because they can't even mention these things. They're so holy that they now have to go out and switch that around and make it a fight against the devil, and that they have the power of Jesus. And it takes the heart and soul out of the music that's being performed and what the artist has put in. Kendrick has a message that he's putting out to people he's relating to, a whole culture of people, just explaining and expressing his feelings on the world and what's happening in the world now and how he wants to see it fixed and changed. And for a Christian to come in and just completely gut that meaning and everything out of it, to put something in there about God loving me and him and the devil coming up behind me and I rebuking him, and just this formulaic thing in here strips all that meaning and heart out of it. And it's just absolutely cringy to see it and see it happen all the time. And it just shows what kind of faith that this Christian world is into. It's formulaic. It's a messaging of, these are the rules we have to follow. This is the formula we have to follow. And we have to strip all the emotion and everything out of it. We can't say certain things. We can't act in certain ways because that's not Christ honoring, even though it's a way to express how we feel and how we act in this world and show and highlight what's really going on. Even without the swear words and everything else, Christians can be offended by certain lyrics and whatever because it doesn't, it's highlighting this thing and they misconstrue what it is, and it's an offense to them that someone would want to say that they would rather be in hell than do this other thing. When that's just an expression. They don't get the nuance and the storytelling behind it, that this is a choice that someone's making, that they would rather have this torturous thing happen to them instead of having to deal with this other option in their world. But they don't, the nuance and all this is lost on them. They think someone's really actually wanting to go to hell instead of experiencing this other tragic thing in their life. And how can that be? And we have to change this and make it into a God-fearing thing and put in a couple rhymes in here to make it a worship song for us. And it's been done forever. I remember one of the funniest ones I've heard that I just laugh at every time I see it is the one that's off the Sir Mix-a-Lot song. I like big Bibles and I cannot lie. It's just absolutely cringe to see someone taking a song that's just a party and fun-filled anthem of the late, 90s, I think it was. I can't remember. I'm too old now. And change it into something else because we can't be talking about big booties or anything like that. We have to make that into Bibles and enjoy it that way. All the nuance, all the fun, all the spirit, all the heart and soul of music gets rendered down into this formulaic thing in Christianity, and I think it speaks mostly to the faith that these people have when they do this. It shows truly what they're about. One, they don't understand nuance and communication skills in this world and how to talk and communicate through story, emotions, and everything else to elicit feelings and connect with people on a deep level. No, it's all about formula. We have to say the word God. We have to say the word Jesus. We have to plug these sentiments and statements in here to make it a God-honoring song. And it strips any emotional or heartfelt connection. You hear these things and it elicits anything but seriousness of emotion or anything to it. It's just a joke that they've put out. They've turned something that was heartfelt and something that could speak to a whole people and turned it into a joke by trying to conform it to their God, which makes them turning their God into a joke themselves.